Alright, what is going on, guys? Spiteful is back again, coming at you with a quick little advertisement for the videos. Now, keep in mind, we have dropped the final art for merch for this year. Now, you can actually have us, the squad, on a baby's onesie, bro. Yo, we're even making onesies so you can have the squad watching over your kid as they shit themselves. You could even get us on pillows in case you're into that type of ish. Bukkake's not really my thing, but you know, you pay for it, I guess. $5 is $5. Anime Boys, he's been putting a lot of work into this, and I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I do. It seems everybody's happy with it, which is good. I'm happy about that. So I'm trying to make like one of everything, so whatever you need, we probably got it. So from phone cases to shirts to clothes, whatever you need. And yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that. Let's get back to the video. Alright, what is going on, guys? Spiteful is back again, coming at you with a character comparison on these two characters. Now, these characters are incredibly similar in certain senses. Like the base, strip the character of the name, strip the character of the sprite, split the character from their actual strong attacks, and on paper these characters are literally like the same, right? Give or take a couple details, which I'll get into in a second. For the sake of the video, let's just get into what they have in common. First off, they're both dressed in white. Second off, they're both power characters. They're both strong attack recharge. They have hollow killer. One's range, one's melee. One has longer reach because he's melee, because he actually kind of needs that. And Aizen, however, has bruiser, so that's going to increase his NAD. So honestly, when it comes down to NAD, they both have the same magnification. However, that being said, Aizen, for his third normal attack hit and his fourth, he actually gets 3 projectiles instead of just one simple strong attack. Well, I mean, one simple normal attack projectile for his range NAD, right? And we're going to get into this in a second, but before anything, let's go into co-op, because this is still the best way to compare stats, which is actually kind of pathetic. Caleb, you really need to you really need to work on this. So if I just type in strong attack cooldown, I go to hollow killer, and then I'm gonna find this irrelevant Senna in the middle of the way. I'm just kidding. Senna's actually very good, but still. Anyways, regardless. So stamina 1005, stamina 1053. Attack is exactly the same, and when it comes down to spiritual pressure, Aizen has a whopping 33 spiritual pressure points on top of Toshiro's. That's actually insane. And then, obviously, 361 defense, the defense is higher, and 348 focus is about standard for the characters nowadays. That being said, focus is a throwaway skill. Defense is relatively throwaway as well. Stamina, I honestly think that the stamina being 1053 is actually pretty big. That could be the deciding factor of living and dying, especially in this place like Extreme Co-op. That being said, for the sake of this video, I'm going to equip them with the same stuff, spiritual pressure 30-30, and then 30 across the board. I am going to swap that into a captain's robe that I literally just set up. As you can see, I'm going to be rocking strong attack recharge on all these characters. All these two characters, primarily because I want to be able to pump out each strong attack as fast as possible. And I don't want to kill enemies too quickly, I guess you could say. We're going to be going into a raid that is attribute disadvantage, which is kind of funny. No, this is, oh, Orihime, please. Ah, perfect, hollows. Okay, so we'll have the hollow killer, but we won't have attribute, well, we'll have attribute disadvantage, so hopefully we won't be able to kill these enemies anywhere near as fast as before. The reason for that is I want to see exactly how much damage comes out. Now, keep in mind, obviously, Aizen has more spiritual pressure. He should be dealing more damage. That's just how it should be. However, even though he has higher mags, he's a lot slower of a character than Toshiro. Starting off with like the third strong attack, as you can see, the activation time is going to be really quick. In 1, 2, 3, go! He pumps out his third strong attack incredibly fast. Toshiro is 1, 2, 3, go. Pumps out a strong attack incredibly fast, but he has multiple. I feel like his third strong attack has more hits than Aizen's. Could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm really not sure. When it comes to attacks, Aizen definitely has a disadvantage, and I consider this a disadvantage, guys. The fact that he has weakening as opposed to Toshiro's freeze, I feel like freeze makes him a lot more. It puts him in a position where he's a lot safer in regards to being able to attack. If he freezes an enemy, then he's pretty much golden. That being said, with Aizen's range, like, you could see Aizen's range with just his first strong attack. Boom, look at that. already killed everything over there. Like, that's absolutely nuts. Toshiro, like, if I go over here and I do the strong attack, he doesn't quite hit the people all the way in the back, right? Now, if I go over there, just for the sake of the video, let's just bring them all the way over here. Like, Aizen has some of the longest range in the game in terms of the first strong attack. I've never seen range like this before. Alright, we're going to go over there. Look at that. He actually even killed the person all the way in the back. I didn't even think he would hit that. Another thing to note, when it comes to second strong attack, Toshiro easily has the better second strong attack. Second strong attack has crazy range. On top of that, protects, while Aizen works very slowly, but it is a crawling vortex. It is good. I don't think it's bad by any means, but I do think that Toshiro has the killing potential in this regard. Aizen, I feel like, has the killing potential in the first strong attack. Toshiro definitely has the potential in the second. And I also like Toshiro's third strong attack. Lets you move on relatively quickly. While Aizen's third strong attack, I feel like his strong attack looks flashier. And it comes out a lot quicker. So I guess the third strong attack definitely comes down to who has more hits. Going into the skills, Toshiro definitely, I feel, takes the cake in terms of what he can do. That being said, he actually is one of the few characters that does not get a bruiser. He has a lot of skills, which is incredibly good. Sprinter, which is pretty standard. They both have Sprinter. He does have long reach for his NAD. They both have Frenzy. They both have Devastation of 40%. That being said, Toshiro actually has Weakened Defense, which honestly, I'll put it on par with Weakening when it comes to dealing damage after doing a special. Unfortunately, I have Toshiro with a special move level up, so I can't really compare damage of specials objectively. But judging based on the special attack multipliers, Toshiro has a magnification of 65, 75 melee damage with a 150% magnification, while Aizen has a whopping 6,822 melee damage with 150% magnification. But with Weakening definitely deals more damage than Weakened Defense, even though those two actually stack. You can actually stack Weakened Defense and Weakening, which is a lot of damage if you manage to do that. Now, I'll say this, and just to sum it up, Toshiro is definitely a faster person to clear with. First off, his first strong attack is a lunge forward, which in Guild Quest, definitely, like, if he has attribute advantage, he'd one-shot literally everything. Like in Guild Quest, he'll one-shot all the enemies, move forward, and then just flash step out of the way. But with the first strong attack, I feel like Aizen just has more range. That and his NAD. Getting into the NAD is actually quite interesting because unlike Toshiro, Aizen actually has a bruiser of 20%. They both have the same magnification and attack multipliers for their normal attacks up until their third normal attack hit. If that's even a thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You see the 1, 2, 3, 4. So 86 and then 100. Whereas Aizen, well, I guess you can't really show it over here, but Aizen has 1, 2, 3, 4. Now each of those hits is a 120 magnification, right? So the third normal attack hit and the fourth normal attack hit for the same amount, but it splits up into 3, and that damage is not actually it's not split up. If you actually hit 1, 2, 3, 4, like, you can actually deal massive amounts of damage. So for example, say this dealt 100 damage, this third hit would hit for 360. And the fourth hit would also hit for 360 should you actually hit all 3 of these projectiles, which is almost impossible to do, or at least not really cohesive with the gameplay that you're trying to do, considering you're going to be trying to stay at a ranged distance. Toshiro has 100, 100, 100, and then 120, so the last hit's going to deal significantly more damage, 20% more. And the reason that that's important is because if you're actually close to these enemies, you're going to be dealing a lot more damage. So for example, as you can see, we're hitting for 620 to that, but each of these hits hit for like 750, and I'm taking damage just to try to get that NAD hit off. But overall, like, it comes down to personal preference, and I like both these characters equally. Like, I think that the Aizen's good, he's range, you get to... I definitely think he's better than Senna. Senna's good, but keep in mind that another thing to note is that Toshiro's over a year old, guys. Like this Aizen is literally, I think, a year and 3 months older than newer than Toshiro. Toshiro's a year and 3 months old. How the time flies, bro. And he's still one of the best units in the game. That being said, like if you have this Aizen, would I suggest pulling for Toshiro? I probably I'd probably say no. Only because you don't. It's not needed. You know what I'm saying? That being said, like if you had the option to link slot both of them, that'll, in my opinion, that'll come down to who do you think you'd be playing more of. Who do you feel safest playing with? Who fits your playstyle? Because they have different, completely different playstyles. That's another thing. They have completely different playstyles. One's range, one's melee, with like range potential. Like let's be real here. The range on Toshiro is absolutely nuts. Sure, you might not want to use his NAD, like you'll want to be able to use Aizen's NAD, but Aizen has a crawling vortex where Toshiro has an entire like freeze frame that knocks out insane amounts of damage incredibly fast. Going into the strong attack too, they both have the same magnification and they deal almost the same amount of damage. Considering that Toshiro's second strong attack comes out incredibly fast, while Aizen's limited to the fact that it's a vortex, that just speaks volumes into how future proof this Toshiro really was made. Because if you told me last year that this Toshiro would survive like over a year long in terms of being like not just viable, but probably being the best option, I would have thought you were lying. I really would have thought you were lying just based on how quickly K-Lab tends to outdate their characters. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I guess that's about it. I don't know if hopefully this helps some people. I know some people are like still summoning for this Aizen. My recommendation is if you have this Toshiro, you don't need this Aizen. You just want this Aizen. And if you're summoning and you wanted me to justify your splurge into summoning this Aizen, I'm not gonna do it for you. I didn't even do it for myself. I knew damn well what I was doing was really stupid. But I guess I'll leave it at that. The only real differentiating factors between these characters is one's range, one's not. One has a more useful NAD, while the other one has a more useful toolkit, which I think Toshiro has a more useful toolkit, while Aizen has a more safe toolkit. That being said, Toshiro kills quick. Aizen is a safer bet. Like since his since his second strong attack allows him more time to be safe, I think that it gives Aizen the opportunity to get more strong attacks off before he like takes damage or if you get trapped and stuff like that, which could be incredibly dangerous. And with the range, I cannot stress enough that first strong attack of Aizen. The range on that is like absolutely positively ridiculous. Like I'm just gonna go into the test play just so you can see this first strong attack. Look at that. Literally just killed look. It not only killed everyone, but it even hit all the way over there. Like how many other characters do you know actually do that? All right, these guys. Look at that. These guys aren't moving. I'm gonna go over here, and we hit them. Are you serious? That's ridiculous. That's busted. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all know this guy's grind on catch whip him up. Stay blessed. I hope this was able to help some people, and yeah, I mean I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, if I had to judge them and like rate them and who's better, it's a tie. For me, it's a tie. I'd probably edge it out more towards Toshiro just because he clears quicker. Like for guild quests, I think that Toshiro will probably be better unless you don't have like tag team Ichigo or the tech Rangaku. Because in that regards, then at least Aizen has like a crawling vortex with frenzy, which could be good, which is the main reason that Kaname was such a powerhouse, you know. And I guess I'll leave it at that. Stay blessed, John. I'll see y'all in the next one. And for those that are still something on this banner, I wish you the best of luck, man. I know that Aizen's like one of the prize characters in this entire game. From like Ruruka to Ichigo to Rukia to Gin to to Okiora to Aizen. Like it's just I know there are certain characters that everybody wants just because they want them, you know. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Stay blessed, John. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.